guys have been doing on this Money Monday. That's what this is called. You know, like sometimes people get the Monday blues. That's what I apparently heard. And I don't know. You know, when I used to get the Monday blues is when I was at home living with my parents as a young boy, and I had school on Monday, and that Heartbeat tune. You know that Heartbeat TV program. Does anyone remember that with Green Grass in? Was that the one, or is that Last of the Summer
Yeah,
Wine?
that's the one.
Yeah, yeah. Music. Oh my God, that music used to make me feel like it's the end of the world. Yeah, school tomorrow. I think. Yes, Barbara. Barbara's showing up big time lately. Love your style. Let's get live.
Let's get sharing. So if you're on here, get sharing, guys.
Yeah, so we're live in all the different places now. We are Real Life Money Monday. What is this all about? We talk about money. What are the areas of money? Because I'll tell you something, people. You know, if you don't pay attention to money, money will not pay attention to thou. So that's just one of the things. Growing up, we don't talk about money. It's rude to talk about money, especially in England. I don't know. It's like so much in other countries. I mean, other countries it's worse. Like you can't even talk about being successful. You know, right? In the some of the Nordic countries, you know, where I've been before. But Money Monday, it's just about helping you realize like what are the different opportunities out there to increase my income, to have the lifestyle that I want to have. But this isn't about being a billionaire. This isn't about being a billionaire. This is about how do you just get super pumped about life? Who would agree? Write in the comments. Is life about experiences? And what are some of the things that you would like to experience more of? Because it's not necessarily more money other than it being the vehicle to get more what? You know, more maybe time, more adventure, some more choices, some more what come on, think about it. I mean, I think they're the main things, isn't it? Like we just want to be happy, want to have fun, want to have love, joy, want to have good relationships. Does money buy all of that stuff? Does it No, I don't think so. Anyway, well, I mean, maybe you can buy it, but I'm not sure it's the real thing. Maybe it's just like a replica or fabricated or whatever it might be. But my point about money is you just got to pay attention to it, and you got to be able to play the money game. So that's what we talked about on Money Monday. Who wants to play the money game? Put it in the comments and let us know. And share this. Why don't you share and start tagging some people in the comments? If you're watching this right now, we're going to be talking about this evening on Real Life Money Monday is what like emotion and property investing. And in fact, I didn't even think of this when we was coming up with this title, when people were asking us questions about deals that they're involved in and emotion, how it came in, how like it made them hold on to deals longer than that they were required to hold it on for, and also where emotion came into it. By the way, question, is ego a type of emotion? Put that in the comments. I want to hear your opinion on that. Is ego a type of emotion? Yeah, but let's go back to emotion. So it's made people hold on to deals, but also it's made people not even go for deals. The emotion of it, the stress. I mean, we just did 2-day Real Life Property Secrets virtual event where we get people to find deals, people are calling investors, and a lot of emotion came up in those 2 days. Yes, they did. I don't know why I started speaking like this all of a sudden. I don't know where that came from. It just came out of nowhere. Yeah, emotion is a funny thing, right? Come on, tell me the last emotional moment you had, Trisha.
Today. Just, you know, when it comes to business, like any business coach or mentor that I've ever spoken to is always advising about not getting emotional when it's about business, because it has to be like thought out.
I'm just going to put full screen. Yeah, you carry on. I'll be back in a second.
Okay. Yeah, any mentor or coach that I've ever worked with has always said about, you know, taking the emotion out of it because it's business. So you can't be emotional when it comes to business. Now, I've always respected that and thought, yeah, this is good. But at the same time, because of what it is that I'm actually doing, maybe something that I'm very passionate about, then yes, there are emotions that come alongside of that because it's something I enjoy. It's something that I'm very passionate about. So when I think about this, I think, well, my emotion is going to come in, but then it's a case of like, how do you manage that emotion? So I think for me, taking the emotion out of it is not definitely possible in my eyes. However, it's how you manage the emotion. So what are, you know, the management exercises that you can have? Things like reviewing your profit and loss, and, you know, having business partners.
That profit and loss stuff.
Huh?
Last few weeks, you've been loving that profit and loss thing. But the thing is,
you know why? Because, right, I'll be honest, I didn't like looking at it. / I was in creative avoidance.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How can you tell if you like looking at it or not if you don't look at it?
No, that's what I'm saying. I was creative avoidance. I would find anything else to do instead of dealing with that, because so in some parts, you know, until very recently, it was just a minefield. Like, that's what's great about having an excellent bookkeeper that knows what they're doing, that has and follows the systems and makes everything simple to read. But things like that make it easy to take. So when I was saying about how do you manage your emotion, because I don't believe you can take emotion out of business at all, especially if it's something you're passionate about, which I am, but it's how you manage your emotion. So for example, if we've got a deal that maybe we love because it's a brilliant deal and it's a gorgeous house and, you know, it's been really let very well, but on the P&L, it's like, no, it's not performing as well as we want it to. That's got to be where you take the emotion out of it and say, is this an asset that is worthwhile for me to keep?
Yeah, but when you're in the game, when you're in the thick of it, when you're in the heat of the moment, how can you do that? This is why, like, well, first of all, anyone watching this, tag some people who are in property investing, and let's ask some people on here. Let's do the market research. Who has held on for a deal too long? Who's held on to one before? Yeah, and let's tell us the situation, because you're saying, I don't believe you can take the emotion out of it. Now, I don't think you need to take the emotion out of it, because I think emotion is great. I mean, I don't know, lately, the last few years of my life, I mean, I'm loving this crime business that I was never told or I stopped myself from doing. I mean, it was like a competition when I was at school. It was like, I haven't cried for the last 5 years. You know, it's like a competition who didn't cry for the longest. Yeah. So I'm loving the emotion. I'm loving happiness. I'm loving joy. I'm loving exhilaration. I'm loving gratitude, all these emotions. Yeah. I'm loving Merith. Yeah. I'm loving the Merith. Yeah. Yeah. But if you don't know what this emotion is, you need to search this stuff up, because I'll tell you something, most people live their life in, you know, probably 5 or 6 emotions. What are they? Angry, happy, pissed off, depressed, you know, whatever, you know, 4, 5, 6 different moods. Yeah, there are over 3,000 English words that describe moods and emotions. 3,000 words. I mean, most of us, we don't even know, you know, 10, 12, 15, 20. I reckon 20, 25 people that struggle to do 25. And if you're not going to struggle to do 25, put it in the comments right now. Start naming all the different emotions, and don't use Google, you naughty people. Yeah, but going back to this profit and loss thing, I'll tell you something. I mean, we train on property investing. I've been training on sales and business and goal set and all this personal development stuff. And what it actually comes down to is I've discovered the market research has shown me that numbers make people emotional. Numbers make people emotional. Now, you, my good friends, you put a currency. Yeah, you put currency in front of that number. Oh my goodness. People's emotions go through the roof. Yeah, numbers. You know, even making this, making my PC go emotional. I didn't even know oh my goodness, they told me. When I watched Terminator, they said this would happen. They said computers would start to have emotions and have feelings. That's what they said, and now it's happening. Yeah, so, well, because we're teaching and stuff, either people are going to go straight. This is what I was saying. I forgot what I was saying for a minute. I got too emotional. So I was going forward. Either people go forward into the emotion and create this overwhelm and, you know, oh my God, and start blowing up, or they do what Trisha said, which is create creative avoidance, otherwise known as procrastination, delay tactics. What else is it? Lazy. You know, we want to head. But there's too much charge in the area. I mean, we never spoke about money. God damn, we were never taught about money, not by my parents anyway, especially not I didn't taught anything about money except, you know, it's the most scarce thing around. That's probably the only thing I learned. Yeah, I'm not dissing that. I mean, you know, it's made me who I am today. But at the same time, what we're talking about here is school didn't teach me about money. No one in society, my youth club, Cub Scouts, Beavers, they never taught me about it. I never could go to the Brownies because I thought that's only for females, so I wasn't able to go there. But I'm pretty sure they didn't teach about money either. So all of a sudden, you get thrown into this world where you've got to start doing a paper round or washing cars or something. That's like what I did to make this thing called money. And you get told off for then spending your money. So then more emotion and charge is created around it. And then you're told you're no good and you should look after money and blah, 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 blah. And then literally, that's it. Tag as many people as you can. Thank you, Sam. Yeah, Barbara. Yeah, you're on. You're on fire. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, come on, Barbara. Tag guys, there's a few more people on here. Why don't you tag some people and why don't you start asking some questions or giving us some feedback and some market research around money? You know, because listen, we're talking about money and emotions and the deal. Oh my goodness. I've seen it even in the stock market. You know, people, they get so emotional and it works both ways. Either people start to win in the stock market. This happened to me in my early days. You know, when we had Marcus Di Maria on here a few weeks ago, probably a few months now, 2020 is nearly done. Yeah, but it's not over until it's over. Yeah, but when I had him on here, I was talking about when I first started trading and I'll get excited. I started to win. Yeah, and I was making like 2-3% of my money a month. I was like, hey, yeah, this stuff obviously works. And then boom, when I made an emotional trade, I think it was on Spotify. I was like, you know what? I listen to Spotify a lot. I'm going to invest in this stock. And boom, I lost like 6 months worth of profits where I worked my ass off, just gaining slowly. I just lost it in one trade. Yeah, through emotion. So you get too excited, but then it works the other way. And now some people can be too fearful to go into another thing, you know, and I'm grateful that I got over that, you know, because now, you know, I'm investing in all this crazy stuff, this crypto coin and Ethereum and Tron and Link and Binance coin and some other stuff I can't remember the name of because, you know, I got a system to remember all those names. But what I'm saying is I wasn't too afraid or too emotional. I got over my emotions. So the question is, guys, what deals have you not got over your emotions? Yes, Dr. George, tell us about deals. Yeah. In fact, you know, not just deals, but like in lockdown, has it created some emotion? You know, we have coming up, I don't know if it's next week or a couple of 3 weeks down the line. Let us know. Would you like to hear about challenges, problems, and issues, and like the mindset, you know, and what your money blueprint is? It doesn't even matter about money blueprint, but it's almost like your success blueprint. Who's heard of success sabotage? What happens when people do start to create the success that they longed for? You know, where's this sabotage thing and what happens and what, you know, the things. If you want to hear about that, put it in the comments and we might bump it up to next week. If it's not next week, so it's probably a couple of weeks away. But yeah, emotion around the numbers, Trisha. Yeah, and emotion around the numbers.
I think it's challenging because if you've got like a emotional attachment to a deal, and then like because I've helped some other tribe members, like the real life tribe members, and they say, hey, you know, oh, my build has ended up costing way more than, you know, we thought it was. I mean, first of all, there are some simple things that you can do to eradicate that happening. Clearly, if something drastic is uncovered on the site that was way out of anybody's kind of understanding before you went into it, sometimes that happens. Like sometimes, you know, we go to do an extension and then the building control says, I'm sorry, but because of the tree that's so many meters away from where you're building the extension, because of the roots, you're now going to have to dig down double depth and we're going to have to do a block and beam just for a normal kind of extension. You wouldn't have accounted for that kind of thing. But this is where contingency and things like that gets involved in the deal. But that's what I'm saying. What you need to do is say, for example, you have a deal. You've done all your numbers. You've done it exactly how, you know, your due diligence is like, what's it worth when it's finished? Got all your stuff ready. And then by the time you finish the project and say it's a hold asset and it's let out and you're going through your refinance. Now, if this is very far away from your original figures that you did on your due diligence, and you were like, I've now left loads of money in, like, look at it from a different perspective. Look at it from perspective of, if this was a deal I was analyzing to go into at these numbers, would I do the deal now or not? And if your answer to that question is no, then why would you keep it unless it is serving another business need?
A very serious question here. Not a question, almost like a comment. Not one day passed without wanting to punch someone in the face. I think this guy's talking about lockdown. Hey, listen, what's up there? It's just hard getting investors. People hold on to even more. Or I think she's saying hold on even more now tightly to their money, although I'm new, so I might not know exactly what it's about. Yeah, listen, investors, it's getting hard getting investors until when? Until you get one or two or three. Yeah, then you realize, so what's happening is, this is the difference, but like putting in activity, like being busy versus actually achievement. You know, there's a fine line between, okay, so I've got to produce activity, but it's sometimes if it's mindless activity, like you don't know really what you're doing, rather than following a proven system and a proven structure. Like when you've got that and you've got other people around who's done the structure, like in the Real Life Tribe, they've done the process, they've done, you know, their time of that. Oh, wow, I don't know if it's going to work, but these guys are telling me it's going to work and they're already succeeding. So let me just keep following this and making these adjustments and twists and turns. So you're gonna have that mind freak until you get it in the bag. Yeah, just like on Friday or Saturday, whenever it was, when we're finding the deals, you know, we're showing them exactly how to do it, and they think we're freaks of nature because we're able to find deals and get offers accepted within, you know, the space of a few minutes, without even leaving the house, without even leaving the training room. Yeah. Until they actually go out and do it. And there were some people, they were finding deals and they got offers accepted sitting on their ass in their lounge while on this program. And when they realized that, oh wow, I just got to follow this system that these guys are teaching. So it's the same with investors, Barbara. So yeah, it does seem hard, and it does seem like people are holding on to it until you get one. Yeah, so you got to keep following the process, because we always say this, you know, some people, they expect to walk across the beach and find something valuable like a diamond or money or gold, just walking across the beach on the surface. Yeah, likelihood is, if you're going to find something of any value, you just have to dig a little bit. Yeah, so when you dig a little bit, meaning follow the process. That's the digging. That's the equivalent of the digging. When you follow the process, yeah, then what happened? And by the way, if you need some more help, whoever needs more help or some guidance around following having the faith to be able to get what it is they want. So in this case, Bobby, you're saying I want to be able to get investors for my deals. So if you need some help on this, we've got Discover Your True Potential 2 hours of training coming up on Wednesday, the 14th. Is that next week? I think it's next week. It might be Wednesday, the 14th. Yeah, just go to DYT. Just put a link in there. Anyone who wants to go there, go register. It's free. It's free training. And by the way, these free trainings, I don't know how long we're going to be doing that anymore, just because the demand is very high for this quality and these results. So what I'm saying is, of course, it's going to seem hard until you've done it. What does the saying say? Easy when you know how. Yeah, when you know how. But in this case, it's not actually about knowing how. It's more about having that result, having that progress, having that touch point, that checkpoint, that, yeah, I'm doing the right thing. Yeah. I've actually started to write a book about my first HMO, and I think it will have 1,000 pages already. Wow. Got the keys 2 days before lockdown in March, whilst having COVID. Oh my goodness. Yeah, interesting. So 1,000 pages. Oh my goodness. I'll tell you what, this year, Dr. George, I've read a few books, because I usually only read like books that are 250, 300 pages, but I must have read about 4 or 5 books that are like 600 pages. Yeah, yet to read one that's 1,000 pages, I believe, or I may have read one last year that was 1,000 pages long. So wow, that's going to be interesting. What you can put in there about, I mean, if your first HMO, there's 1,000 pages about your first HMO. Is this really what's going on? It best not just be lines and lines of emotion. Yeah, because that's what we're talking about tonight, to like say, how do we do that? Yes, Barbara, get yourself registered. Sean, yeah, we raised over 1 million, yeah, just from those principles. Yeah, some people are not even going to believe that, but hey ho, there you go. But back to this stage. So is it okay, Trisha? I'll just ask some questions, because I think seeing as you say, yeah, you don't want to take the emotion out, where I'm saying I want the emotion to be there, but that's not going to stop me from making good decisions, which, as you know, in business, I seem to have a high level of composure to be able to make decisions, even in the heat of the moment, even when things look like it's the end of the world. Yeah, would you agree? So let's ask some questions then, just to see how we can pull some value out for these guys here. So you're saying, yeah, you've helped people, which definitely you have, but like with your experience of, oh wow, that emotion's always going to be there. What are you saying? Like, what is it that keeps people attached? Like, what's the emotion?
I think, like I say, one, for me, it's because I'm passionate about it. So that being passionate is an emotion, because it's I enjoy it. I love it. I'm passionate. I find it fun. It's like a creative, it takes part in my creative zones. It's a competitive emotion, because you want to win. You want to make it successful. It maybe if you're new and it's like one of your first or second deals, it's an emotion attached to it's my first one, and there's a lot of emotion about, again, wrapped up with, I want to make it successful. I want to do the right thing. Don't want to make mistakes. I mean, why anyone would go in and say that, it's crazy. There's always new learnings on every single project. It's a lot of fun. But two, imagine, you work with investors, which for the first 4.5 million that we did in the first 18 months was zero of our own money.
Why are you attached to the deal? I just want to get, is it okay if I just...
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you've got an investor, then you're going to be attached to the deal emotionally as well, because you have a responsibility.
Why?
You feel a responsibility for this deal, because you've got to pay this investor back. So it has to go a certain way so you can afford to pay them back, and deliver on what you said you were going to deliver to then that investor. So that's another level of emotion that goes with, like, whether it's nerves or fear of getting it wrong, being scared.
Yeah, so I'm just reading this questionnaire. In business model, should I adjust my business model or sell the project? Yeah, I think I need a bit more background on that to be able to answer that question, but maybe I think you're thinking something along these lines. So let's do two scenarios, Trish, because you're talking about I'm attached to it because of the investor. Yeah, but before we get into the deal as such, like, I used to, like, if something comes up which shows that something's going to change, what are you going to do? Like, hold on to it? Like, where's the emotion? Where's the emotion come up? I'm not sure I understand.
You were asking, like, why do you think people are got emotionally attached? I don't think you can remove emotion from business, because we're emotional humans. It's just physically part of who we are.
I get that, but where is the emotion? Yeah, and sorry, I'm not like jumping in here, but I want to just, like, I think this is amazing stuff. So where is the emotion? Like, the emotion's there, but where is the emotion making you hold on to something that's no good?
Maybe it's like an ego thing. Like, okay. you want to say I've done this, and like, so for example, if we're using the example, you've not done the best job on this deal because maybe you've overspent, maybe
we're not overspent anything because we're not even in the deal yet.
Okay.
I'm talking about what's the
okay then. So maybe your ego is a big emotion, because you want to be able to say what you've done this, you've done that.
Yeah, but we haven't done anything yet. We're not even in the deal. So why is I'm not even in the deal? So where's the emotion? What's the emotion doing at that stage?
It's like you tentative, emotional, because it's maybe the unknown for you.
Yeah. So what's the emotion? So
fear.
But is that what is that? But so what? The fear of what? Like, surely the fear would stop me from doing the deal. So how is someone
But fear is also an excellent driver if you use it wisely. So fear of like, I'm apprehensive, but yet because of my learning, my coaching, my knowledge, whatever that's giving you the confidence to do it, you still do it anyway. So you go through that fear barrier.
Yeah, but okay, so I'm not sure if that stacks up, because you're saying coaching and mentoring that's going to make you go into a deal that don't stack up.
Or no, obviously you do a deal that stacks up. I didn't say that, because why would you do a deal that doesn't stack up unless you're uneducated?
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. So what makes someone hold on to a deal so long? Are you saying that there is no scenario where people hold on to a deal too long before they've exchanged, for example? No, because what about if someone spent the money on the deal, like, you know, planning or architect fees or something like that?
Yeah.
Is that what makes them hold on and then go into the deal to see if they can make it work on the back end anyway?
Potentially, yeah, because they're like, oh, I've spent money, so, you know, I've invested in this. But again, the kind of way that we would invest, it's really hard for me to look at it, because the way that we would invest is we have at least 3 exits on any deal. So if my first option doesn't work, then I'll use my second option. If my second option doesn't work, I'll use my third option.
And then after that, you come to me. And I have to get my sweeping brush out and sweep up the shit.
But I mean, if somebody is going to put money into something, then yeah, for sure you've got an emotional attachment then, because you've paid something for this deal.
What's the actually, boom, I think I can answer that question. So what is the emotion that makes you go through with the deal anyway, even though some signs are coming up to tell you this is not going to go to plan? What makes you still do the deal?
The fact that you paid that money, the fact that you don't want to lose out.
Lose out on what though? Because it's so hard to get the deal in. Is it the money, or is it the because let's say you're not spent anymore? I know
money, time of getting it to this point in the first place.
And is it because people are then scared to go back out into the market to find, you know, a deal again?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's just as simple as that. Yeah.
Yeah, because
hold on a minute, because I might be wrong here, because I was just going to say that was the shortest answer you've ever given on record, but then you want to carry on talking, so I'm not sure we can count that as a Guinness World Record yet. No, you don't want to say anything.
Yeah, I for sure think that, because if they're in a position where they're like, oh, I don't want to start from scratch again, you know, they'll just keep going regardless of the clear warnings that are hitting them in the face. But again, that comes from bad education, bad knowing what you're doing.
Bad information.
Because like I say there's a deal. Like, for example,
because we only got limited time, yeah. So let's move on to this one. So Sam's saying, what if the deal goes sour midway through the project? Okay, so now we're midway through the project, so there's no like not going through with completion or whatever. Yeah, where is emotion not good here?
So yeah, this is you're in a difficult position, because what went sour, like what happened? So potentially like what I was talking about before, where you've had unforeseen costs come up. So something that you didn't account for, maybe you didn't adequately do your numbers to build contingency in there just for some things, just in case, you know, like 5%, 10%, just put by as an extra budget.
Or, you know, yeah, but hold on, you're going into, that's not nothing to do with emotion. I'm talking about emotion, man. Like what's the emotion here that's got, oh Jesus, what are you doing here? Yeah, let me just get that going again. Yeah, so I'm talking about the emotion here of like, Sam's asking, I'm halfway through the deal, so what's the situation here?
So now it's sour. The emotion is like scared, angry, frustration,
blame,
justification,
blaming.
You
know, look, who are you going to blame? Everybody blames each other. Everyone, you know, as soon as something goes sour, listen, put it in the comments, guys. How many of you been in a situation where, like, when everything's great, everybody's jumping on board, like, oh yeah, that's because of me. That is, I did that. Oh, those sales went through. Your company grew. That event went well. Your project went well. Your life's going well. You know, that's because of me. You learn everything because of me. And then as soon as something goes tits up, oh my goodness, then they're straight on the other direction. It's like as if they got off one train, turned around and got on another train saying, see ya. You're on your own. Oh yeah, I told you that was garbage. Oh, you know, you did it all wrong, man. You didn't listen. You know, come on, seriously, who's been in that situation? Yeah, who's been in that situation? Who's seen all that stuff before? No one says the bad or the ugly lot. Yeah, I'll tell you something. I was in construction trade for a while. I had my own business when I was only like 19 years old. And I'll tell you something, 18, 19, I was running that. And I'll tell you, when I was on site, the bricklayer used to blame the carpenter would blame the electrician would blame the plumber, you know, the carpet fitter would blame, you know, the carpenter, you know, then, you know, the postman would come along and blame the tooth fairy, and the tooth fairy would blame the project manager, and all of it, you know, just go around in circles. Like nobody would ever just take responsibility. Yeah. So look, okay, so now you got like mortgage people, but you know, because that was when I was on the site in the thick of it. But now, from an investment point of view, you know, we got agents, we got brokers, we got solicitors. Yeah, we got the other side, we got the buyer, we got the seller. You know, all of this stuff coming up. No one takes responsibility, Liliana.
You've got to remember.
Where there's emotion, no one's taking it. Yeah, because George said it earlier. You must have heard a very wise man say it. Because when your emotion is going upwards, yeah, your intelligence is going down. So your willingness to take responsibility reduces. You know, that's where it is. So like to take the responsibility, yeah, because here's the thing. Listen very carefully. Yeah, because if this is you, it's so funny that you're like, oh yeah, but what could the other person do? How do they take control? And I'll tell you, I listened to a wicked video about relationships from Russell Brand. Yeah, Russell Brand, that guy. Yeah, and some people might say, you know, why listen to that guy? Yeah, but listen, I'm not listening to the guy. I'm listening to the message. Yeah, and the message is super clear for me. Is that yeah, if you want to control, so a relationship, we could be talking intimate, which I think he was talking about intimate, but any relationship, your joint venture, you know, your builder, your solicitor, would you agree that that's a relationship of some type? Anyway, yeah, and he said the ability or the thing that you want to control how they are being will destroy any relationship, especially an intimate relationship. Yeah, so the fact is you can only focus on yourself. And the reason I agree with this to a very deep level is that, you know, what it is that you put out, you attract. And when you look at someone or something else and you're like, that guy's an idiot. Well, guess who's the actual idiot? Guess. Yeah, but it works both ways. When you look at someone and say, hey, awesome guy. This guy's awesome. This guy's, you know, really good. He's clever, he's witty, he's fast. Well, guess what? That's you. But when you say out there, you know, oh, this guy's blaming, oh, look at this person being a victim. I know this because I did it myself. I was going through a stage where I was like, oh, you know, what's this person acting like a victim for? I'm a victim. You know, have to be able to see that. I have to be vibrating that to even attract this person to come close to me. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
Everybody, is this making sense? Yeah, there've been a few times and a good, a bad, and a down, only once. And all many t-shirts. What's this? So easy to blame. Yeah, decide. And while you're all calm, enjoying this, you know, Money Monday and all the rest of it, it's easy to sit there and say all of this stuff. But in the heat of the moment, then what's going to happen in the heat of the moment? Yeah, tag as many people as possible, because I'll tell you what, emotion is the absolute bliss of human existence, of the human experience. Emotion is such a fantastic thing, but at the same time, emotion, if not experienced to the full, can cause a lot of pain, misery, and, you know, downfall. Yeah, but at the end of the day, all of those emotions that we seek not to experience actually causes further resistance, like the negativity or the charge, let's say, like a charge. So like, let's say out of control, emotion, which creates a charge, is created from resisting something. So actually, when you're resisting, because what it is, we're covert. These days we're getting like back in the day, people just, and still some cultures and some, types of people, they're still like, boom, I'll just say it as it is because I speak the truth. No, you're just saying your opinion. It's not the truth. Yeah, it's just your opinion that you want to give yourself an excuse to badmouth someone to their face instead of behind the back. Well, but that's okay. But then the other side of it is some people want to be more professional. So they do it in such a covert way, which is actually restraining yourself from experiencing something. Yeah, because you don't want to experience the anger. Because last time, you were like George and you felt like punching someone in the face. Yeah. And you don't want to go ahead. Yeah, but now what I'm saying is you're resisting experiencing that emotion, which just creates more charge. And so think about this, why this is true for everybody is think about the times where you're like, oh, that should really make me angry, but it doesn't. And I keep going on and on and on and on. And one day, boom, just it unleashes it on the person who least, I mean, nobody deserves it, but the person out of all people that should not experience the tail end of your storm does. Who knows what I'm talking about? Put it in the comments while I read this comment. Do you know what I'm talking about, Trisha? Sometimes whatever you do.
Well, there's that saying, isn't there, about the person close, you take out your emotion on the person closest to you. So you're always harder on them. And I think everything that we're covering is so key because I don't know an area in my life over the last 3.5, 4 years since we've been building this success, building these milestones for ourselves, for others, where I haven't experienced a day where I've had to pull myself or rein myself in, because this is saying that I heard from many amazing mentors that when emotion is high, intelligence is low. And it's so true, because if I just focused on responding when I'm in a highly emotional state, even in a happy one like excitement, I'm not in a responsible intelligence to make an adequate choice or decision other than, yes, because I feel like this is amazing.
It becomes volatile.
Pardon?
Volatile though, doesn't it? It's like, and out of control. Like you kind of disturb everyone, and everyone's like, "Well, what's going on here?" Which then you start to resist, because either you're restraining from feeling that way because you're like, "Oh, I'm pissing someone off because I'm so happy." Because some people they do that, or now it's like triggered you to a negative, like angry or frustrated or maybe even embarrassed feeling. Now you resist that, so all is creating charge through resistance. It's just like, hey, come on, easy going. If I want to just be a bit angry, I'm going to express my anger. But what vehicle do you use to express the anger? Is it like, like I'm just, hey, listen, you know what? I'm just feeling a bit. I mean, you've seen me in training, and even today, and other trainers as well. I'm just like, hey, look, for some reason it doesn't seem like you want to be here. You just trigger me back to when I'm coaching and training corporate world, where they're only here because they're told to be here. Yeah, and people are like, no. I mean, even if it was true, at least I expressed it. So now there's no charge. So there's no build-up. So then there's no explosion. You see, if I'm shaking a bottle of champagne, it's the build-up of the gas that actually is going to create the pop. Yeah. So if there's no activity that's going to build up the gas, then there is no pop. There's no pop needed. It can just be released slowly, just like when you open a can. Yeah, slowly, like. And then boom, there's no actual pop, because you're releasing it, you're experiencing it. So when you're emotional I tell you, this is gold. Is this gold right now? I mean, literally, we give me the blueprint to be able to take on anything. We're talking about this should be called Mindset Monday. Yeah, Money Mindset Monday. Money Monday mindset. Oh, wow. Yeah, let's do that. You let me know some ideas. But I mean, Money Monday is good. But it's all about the mindset anyway. So whatever you call it, that's what it is. Yeah. So at the end of the day, like dealing with it and stop resisting, stop
This is
blaming. I think blame is a form of resistance.
I think this is probably one of the most important lessons or lives that we've ever done. So, because for me, being a very extrovertly emotional person, I certainly, once I got my emotions in check, and not that I was resisting them, but I was managing them, because like I say, can't be emotionless because that's not a human, right? But getting these in check, that is when you will truly be able to handle your success. And even then you'll have moments and days, like I say, where you're like, right? How many people have been totally emotional during this whole crazy 2020 saga that we've just been through, going through.
Trisha, just on that point, how much of that emotion, what did you say? Emotional and what?
Emotional saga.
Yeah. So how much of that actually is related to numbers, which means money? Yeah, because, you know, I'm locked down. Oh, I can't go and spend money, or I can't earn money, or the economy is going to crash, and you know, people are not going to make money. My business can't make money. I don't have any money.
It's the uncertainty around it, because everyone's like, there's so many mixed messages. Now, I don't know about you, Mark, but for me, there's been mixed messages every year for years. You know, whether it's COVID, whether it's Brexit, whether it's a recession, they're always predicting something crazy happening. But again, I think the reason that certain people have handled this whole process,
there's no mixed messages from the divine.
What I'm saying is, I think the reason certain people have handled this process, because it's been tough.
Hello?
People are still struggling.
Yeah.
Because it's very emotional time. And, you know, some people have had people seriously ill in their families and stuff like that. So I get it. It's a really sensitive subject. It's a very tough time for some people. However, imagine if you actively worked on your emotions, like you were talking to me today, and you pointed out a few things that I need to get back in check, because I've stopped doing it. And now it helped me realize, you know, I need to get back into that, because that's what helped me in the first place, get to a level-headed.
I declare it here. I will help any human being on the planet who wants it, get whatever they want in life. I don't care if it's 1 billion, 20 billion.
But they could start. You know what? You know what's awesome is that there's actually a training which is free, not the stuff that Mark has in his hand. It's totally free, and it's like 2 hours next Wednesday evening to the 14th. Right? You have to get to this training. It's all about the mindset and your emotions and dealing with that. It's absolutely a game changer. So if you've been struggling on your businesses, on your own lives, anything right now, you need to get to this training next Wednesday, because it is a total game changer.
True that said. Hey, listen, I want to declare this right now on this day, on this time, because it's all recorded here on social media lives, that Dr. George Jackson has spent more in lockdown than any other time. He should have had shares in Amazon. Not sure about that, but okay. But I get what you're saying, because maybe that's what you've been purchasing from. What am I going to say? Is I want to know, because we're declaring it right now, we're making a measurement of it. I want to know what income and flow of wonderful opportunity either has or is starting to come your way or will come your way in the future. Why? Because you're creating flow. You see, so many people, they're trying so hard to hold on to all of this stuff. Yeah. They want to hold on to this stuff. Yeah. And they're like, oh, yeah, I earn some more. Let me hold on to that. Oh, I want some more. Let me hold on to that. Oh, I want to earn some more. Let me hold on to that. Oh, let me hold on to that. Oh, yeah. I want all of this money, right? And now they're going to be like, hey, guess what? I'm going to put that in my pocket. Yeah, and I'm going to keep it there. And I'm going to make sure that I save this for a rainy day, because you never know. Yeah, and now they're holding on to this flow of energy, and they're blocking this, yeah? And then they wonder why no opportunities are coming new to them. Why is it not coming to them? So I'm interested, George. Now you've started to create this flow. You know, your money, you're circulating the money, you're circulating opportunity, you're giving the opportunity to the retailers, the courier drivers, the businesses, the packaging companies, the online, the internet provider, the ball brand provider. Look at all of the things that are involved in just one tiny simple purchase that you might believe is happening just from one online website. All of those things. So you're giving that opportunity. Yeah, some people are like, oh yeah, if I don't get money flow, I need to spend all of my money. No, you just need to keep it in circulation. You just need to stop holding on to your money, thinking that, you know, what are you going to do with it? You know, the money's not yours. This is my money. I earn my money. You know, sometimes investors, well, I earn my money. Well, they call themselves investors, but they've got the money in the pocket or their bank. And you're not an investor. You're the opposite of what an investor is. You're a hoarder. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, yeah, the actual people, they're the ones that keep it in flow. They're exchanging. Yeah. That's why do you think it's called on trading? It's called an exchange, the stock exchange, because I'm going to exchange something there, something of value, whether it's fake asset. I mean, all this stuff's fake anyway. You know, none of this is real. It's just an agreement that we agree that this is worth that much and I'm going to trade it for it. That's that's the truth of it, isn't it? Yeah. So that's what it's all about. So I think there's been some hugely penny drop lessons and moments and breakthroughs on here for myself. I'm not going to say it's for you. I'm saying it for myself. I realized so much. Yeah, I realized so much on this. So thank you for letting me express it on here. And I hope you found it useful as well. And for our real life tribers, you know, you got the real life mastermind happening. This is where we share and exchange all the ideas, get our questions answered, help ourselves through any property deals, any situations, mindset challenges, and maybe some emotion you might want to let go of. So you can do that. And hey, listen, let me just tell you, you want to start following Real Life Group on YouTube, if not already. There's going to be some competitions that we're running where we're going to be giving away Real Life Coin, which is a cryptocurrency not available for you to purchase. You can only win it right now. And it is one coin is worth £1. So trading a lot higher than many other currencies out there right now. But really what we're going to be doing is also giving away some free coaching. Yeah, some free coaching packages that you can trade your Real Life coin for. So listen up for these. You want to be following Real Life Group YouTube channel. You want to be in the Property Investors with Real Life Group. You want to be following the Real Life Group page. You want to be following Mark Harvey Real Life on Facebook, which is the page. Trisha, what's your page called? Is your called Trisha Peg 1? And just Trisha Peg.
No, just Trisha Peg.
Yeah. So you want to follow the fan page, right? Not your personal page, because you're going to start transferring everything over because you got too many friend thingies that you can't add. So you can't follow if you're not going to do that. So guys, do the right thing for the right reason, because it's the only way that you're going to discover your true potential. This has been Real Life Money Monday. My name is Mark Harvey. This is Alice in Wonderland. That's your name, right? What are you doing?
I was doing, and then it's obviously the opposite way.
Yeah, if you do the right thing for the right reason, we're going to see you again very soon. But until then, that is the only way that you're going to discover your true potential. Peace out.